You should bring the chair.
We're live, I think.
Wait.
Just need to make it brighter.
Get off the screen. First of all, cheers, everybody. And thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
In our beautiful setting. Just first of all, before we begin,
let's just get some response from somebody to make sure we are being heard, please. Always get a bit paranoid.
Yeah. But also, before we begin, I just wanted to probably explain why we haven't done a live chat for a very long time.
Yeah, well, let's just get a response to make sure we are being heard. And
there is some delays. I'm letting it go through. Okay. So, obviously, we've done probably 2-3 live chats before, and the internet connection was so bad, like it was super pixelated. I could not cope, and that's because we in France are on a super low speed over here of internet. Sorry, my phone's making noise. And now for the last few months we've been able to change our internet to 4G. It's a simple SIM card, and the internet speed has dramatically improved, which is why you guys have been able to see so many more vlogs and so much more updates from us. And then somebody commented just on the last video, the video before, and said, hey guys, why don't you do live Q&A so that we can ask you lots of questions? And I thought, yeah, why have we not done live Q&A since we've improved the internet? So here we are.
Yes.
With you all. I hope you got your beers, your wines, your cocktails, your soft drinks and teas, depending what time, and joining us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, everybody. I didn't not do the live chats because of the internet. I knew the internet was good enough. I was going lockdown crazy. So beard out here, occasionally I shaved it for filming.
You saw his big sheep hair. I had to shear him just quickly before it all, you know.
Yeah, it's not looking great now, actually.
And also, obviously, the house is dark and the winters are very long and dark as well. And so now it's lovely and warm, as you can see. We're able to enjoy our sun terrace and obviously join you all and show you the beauty of this place. And I hope you are all enjoying the beautiful sounds of the birds, which are back again. I bet you've all been waiting for a very long time for them to return.
You probably can't hear them over us. Hang on. Hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, I know we've missed them. And when we watch every video, you know, every vlog we put out, we watch it again. Because sometimes I don't actually get to see the finished result through editing. And even I get taken aback about all the beautiful bird sounds that are there, and I just think, wow, isn't that wonderful? So I can totally relate to what you guys are saying.
Yeah, so there's a couple of people that are asking a quick couple of questions. Will the ducks are actually, I'm going to have to
explain
be really honest here. So picked up 4 ducks that went to 3. Unfortunately, 1 died. Then picked up
very long time ago.
Then we picked up the other 4. Group of them, they're all quite happy.
Which you guys saw at the beginning of a year ago in the vlog where we picked them up. They all joined from the same kind of family.
Yeah, all from the same place. They're quite happy. This year, they are not very happy with each other at all.
Fighting. There are duck wars going on.
There's duck wars all over the place. So the 3 from the original group have moved house.
They fled to our neighbour's lake.
Yeah, they've upped and gone to the big lake,
which is only across the little path.
Yeah, they decided one day they go for a little wander. Found that
Chateau life was not for them. They had enough. They wanted a better Chateau life.
Found that they're unfortunately they've been stuck in a small place for ages, and then found a huge lake all by themselves without getting argued about. They've disappeared, and one of the other 4, I think, has gone to join them. So we're down to 3 in this lake, and they're currently at the back door begging for more food, even though they've been fed all day. So we're going to rescue them and, I don't know, do like a United Nations mediation process.
Yeah. I think Phil did research, and he said during the mating season, which we're currently in, of spring, the ducks quite often fight the males, obviously, and I think that's what's caused the duck wars. So hopefully due to resume shortly, because I plan to make another floating platform for them all, but this one will be like utopia. And as you notice, we've got a lot of weeds and a lot of water plants around the moat. And my idea and vision is to take those water plants and stick them onto that floating pallet, so they feel like they are protected and hidden away, and enjoy their life there, basically, as well as the other house with the floating platform.
Yeah, they'll be back. They'll be in a group. They're just having some space. Is I think the easy answer. So
duck mental health.
I will make sure in every vlog there is at least one clip of the ducks as an update. All right, so
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. We have some questions. Will we get swans one day? Good question. Where to get them? Obviously in the UK they're protected. They might be protected all over the world, but in the UK they're actually owned by the Queen, so you're not actually holding pets. I'm not sure about France, and I'm also not sure about how we would go about getting one or two.
I think my worry generally, like in the beginning, before the peacocks and before the ducks, I really wanted swans, and I looked at the potential prices and I was like, oh. And so we kind of discussed about having white, beautiful geese. And there is this beautiful variety with like feathery wedding dress type geese. They're gorgeous.
Sebastopol geese, aren't they?
Thank you, expert geese man. Phil said, with his countryside experience of life, he said that the geese can be quite aggressive. And so any new potential people, tourists, fans, anyone and everyone, they will chase them and try and attack them. And sort of we decide that this isn't really good for business. And obviously that was cut out. So we got the ducks and obviously the peacock, and sad times on that. R.I.P. Clyde. I'd love to get swans. If you look at the old postcards, we used to have swans here. I mean, this place used to be incredible, and hopefully we'll soon get that. But maybe in future, basically. Never say never. It's a wonderful idea.
No, Caroline, the new duck lake, shall I say, the lake where they've gone to explore, is our neighbours. It was with the Chateau many years ago. Watch this space as to whether it will be in the near future. I won't say near future. That's tempting fate.
We'd love to, honestly. We'd love to have that. Like, this is exactly where the sun goes down, at the back of the chateau, and it'll be amazing to see the sun go down from the back of our bedroom window. It's so romantic. It's so nice. And there's like a man-made island on there. I mean, it's a dream, honestly. We'd probably put a boat in there, solar lights, everything, so you could like row all the way there. Nice romantic dinner.
I'm getting more interested. I'll get another boat.
But anyways, that's in future. Let's just get over the current world hiccups. But yeah, we have big ideas, to be honest.
Yeah, so we have had some other questions, but I'm getting a bit lost. Sorry.
Thank you for your comments.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
We made effort. I brushed some plaster out of my hair as I was sanding, possibly paint. Phil was doing weeding, and then we scrub up well.
Yeah, I don't. But
we're having a date night as well as obviously live Q&A with all of you and having a drink. So thank you very much for joining
and that was kind of the other idea behind a live Q&A with everyone out there. We were having a little mini date night on the patio and thought after dinner with a glass of wine, why not have a chat with all of our friends from around the world? So that hence the Q&A and the little short notice. So sorry about that.
Some of you will be joining us with a cup of tea and coffee because it's early in the morning.
Remind us of your long-term plans.
So many. Can I just tell you all what we've got coming up? I mean, you'll see it more visually in a video that
that's not long term. Any of that stuff's not long term.
Oh, but I know, but we'll be giving up so many secrets.
Stop telling people.
Okay, can I tell you my vision of long-term goal? If I had that lake and if I had just a bit more land around, then I would, this area is very popular for corn or wheat in between, but mainly corn as an animal feed, corn for animals to eat. I would not plant corn there because it grows really high. I would plant lavender bushes. You know how you see those dreamy pictures of France in Provence region, and they are these long fields of lavender, the smell. Can you just imagine people just driving by this area? We're not really a tourist destination in a way, but can you just imagine them driving past and the first thing that hits them is the smell, and they're going to be like, wow, what's this? And the next thing they see is the beautiful lavender colors, and they're going to be like, stop right here, take a picture, and they will want all those pictures that you see usually on the internet about Provence region. I think that will be really excellent. And think of all the bees that would have all the sugar from the flowers.
I'm a little bit more practical. I think that those fields would be lovely, just a wildflower meadow for the bees, but we shall see.
I will go with that. That's probably easier maintenance, the lavender bushes. I think if I did the lavender fields, I would have to buy that machine that you probably seen somewhere advertised. Definitely look it up on YouTube. It's really awesome. You put it over the lavender bush and it spins around as it shears it, and then you move on to the next one, and it makes these perfect balls. So you just do that once a year. It sounds awesome.
I mean, longer term plans, which also comes into with somebody's question, which is quite at the start. I will try to get to anyone and everyone's, but if you don't, if we've wandered off on a tangent on the chat, please just post your question again, because they're going to get lost in the comments. So apologies. Longer term plans, we've said a few times, we don't want to do holiday letting, we don't want to do accommodation. We did briefly after the TV show we were in came out, because people wanted to stay and we wanted to meet fans, just as we want to meet you guys at home. It's not feasible here based on the amount of money that you need to spend on the house, but more importantly than that, I think, because that's my excuse to justify where I want to be, we don't enjoy that aspect of it, mainly because you're taking business away from others locally. It's not a huge tourist area, so there's a reasonable amount of accommodation providers, also a lot of retired people, quite a few Brits that have come across and want to live their dream just as we're living ours, and they need their little self-catering apartment on their land, their gîte, to top up their income. And who are we to take that away from them by competing against them? I'd rather enrich the area that we live in, not take something from it.
Yeah, try and bring the tourism here, or just expand it, or just make people want to come here. And I guess our vlog is doing wonders. Actually, there's so many people that would have probably never considered northwest of France, because when you think of France, you probably think of Provence region, more down south or mid, where the sun is super hot. We have great summers here. You guys have seen it. It's wonderful, but it's kind of overlooked sometimes.
I am reasonably blind, so I'm trying to read. It's definitely going to be Billy. Hello, the Pethericks. Hello, Billy. Hi, Billy. Yeah.
I'm sure Anna from Bordeaux Life will join us too, to be honest. She does quite often. Sorry, going back to lavender fields. The other thing I thought, if I have those lavender fields, I could work with local artisans who make soap, body lotions, little bags of lavender stuffings, for nice smells in the wardrobes. You could make so many crafts with it. I think it would, like we say, enrich the area, and working together with some fantastic people. We are so blessed to be here, and I'm truly, truly, truly inspired by all the local people here, and how hard they work and what they create and what they do. It's absolutely incredible. I'm really humbled to be here.
Yeah. So there are a couple of bits there. So the longer term plans are loose as anything. As we roll with the punches. Ultimately, Angelina has a vision for the lavender fields, or whatever we're going to do, if we can get hold of that land and a lake, etc. For the sort of more medium term plans, I think try to get the world back to normal, get back to doing some events. And then the idea actually is I'm sort of talking through one of my musician friends. Sean is a fantastic guitarist, played here at a couple of events. Hopefully see him on Thursday for a couple of drinks. Now we're sort of out of a semi-lockdown, and we're hoping to do an event which we can transport to other places around France as well, which would be a lot of fun. So the idea is just to carry on trying with the events, and that's where we want to go. I don't want to turn the place into Glastonbury, not my cup of tea. I want to be able to go, do you know what? It's part of the scene, the music scene, and bands want to play here, just as there are a couple of places like that already. So, somebody has asked the question, I think twice, possibly 3 times already, though. Good fishing around here. We don't fish these lakes because there's about 40, maybe 50 large carp in here, but they're so tame. It's no fun. It really isn't. My stepfather came. He did fishing, and he found it wasn't fun.
Yeah, he said, and he's a keen fisherman. How tame they are! We literally walk out onto any of our bridges, off the kitchen side that you see, the unloved side of the chateau, and the back bridge, which you always see in the drone footage, and you just stump your feet a little bit, and they all come up. And they just open their mouth and say, "Throw me some of that dog food in my mouth." And they are massive. Those things are incredibly huge. So, if you are throwing bait, they're going to be just eating it constantly. Yeah. It's not fun. They're not going to be fighting you for it at all. They're beautiful creatures.
No, but that's our lakes. There's some great fishing lakes around here, and it's really, really popular. And a shameless plug to a friend of mine, Richard's got a great lake, maybe 25, 30 minutes from us. Huge clientele, repeat business. So, and I know of quite a few other lakes around here, which is exactly the same. I think obviously Ryan's uncle has fishing lakes.
Yeah,
it's big. It's big here. So there's some good stuff around our area without too far to travel. Again, so no point in doing fishing here and competing with others. Although I might change that idea if I can get hold of that top lake, because I'd want something to do with that.
That one's like quite a wild lake, and there is so much potential with time and with the resources and whatever else. We're open. We're definitely open, and see how that time really flies and how life develops here.
Yeah. Laurie, I need glasses. I've got contact lenses in, and I just my sight's going. Haven't got great eyes. That's all it is, and I'm really tired. You can always tell. Oh, and that's why I wear sunglasses a lot. Just hide it.
He tells me no makeup, no makeup.
Yes. So we are getting straight. There were quite a few questions. Do you want to chuck them in, everyone? Because they're really far up in the comments.
I love all your suggestions about all the lavenders. Somebody said lavender honey, obviously lavender essential oil. That's a strong one. Thank you very much, Marlene Bose. The music festivals were great. Thank you. We missed them so much. We missed the public. We miss having a drink with you in the afternoon once the big stress is over. We miss it all. We miss the artisans, the musicians. Like I say, it's a talented area, really, really talented area. And we'd like to obviously do more. We even dabbled with outdoor cinema. We were trying. Phil got this huge inflatable screen. Yeah, trust me, it's inflatable.
It almost took off.
Wait, it's 4 meters high. I'm sorry, I don't know feet. 4 meters high by 6 meters wide. So it's like almost half the size of a chateau. I think we've got a picture of it somewhere on Instagram. And kind of the only thing that stopped us was the amount of light, how much light stays here. And you need a really powerful projector if you're going to play it daytime. And it's the projector cost, really. And then we were like, okay, well, we could do maybe winter, winters are long. And then back garden, you're just going to churn that ground with the cars, like the American style.
Yeah, Angelina had a vision of a drive. Sorry, I'm kicking the table. A vision of a drive-in movie. Which I quite like the idea
Like in Greece. How cool is that? But yeah, it's just impossible because the back garden, everybody will get stuck.
Yeah. Amber, any chateau animals? We've got the ducks, we had our peacocks, and I had them for a while, but that unfortunately ended in sadness. And obviously we have Lightning, the husky cross Malamute.
We have 2 feral cats who live at our neighbour's farm, and they come over to have some food and hunt for mice, and that's nice because they are really helpful and cute and sweet. And obviously, I think in 2 vlogs ago, you guys saw we've got a squirrel living somewhere up on the roof of the chateau, which keeps Lightning entertained. Obviously, lots of squirrels, and our squirrels are ginger. They're like
Red.
red, yeah. But some of them are really dark red, so they're almost black. So it's a variety type, which is so cool because I really miss the red European squirrels.
Yeah. Martin, thank you so much for your offer. How are you repairing mowers to be able to help to cut grass? I've got a mower graveyard out there, so having help even just cutting grass would be wonderful. Having the machinery that works to be able to cut the grass and a helping hand would be even better. So drop me a message.
I think Martin has messages before I offered this, so I'm really sorry. It just, it gets kind of disappeared and we forget. So do message us because spring's here. I will be giving away some flowers as well. So if you'd like some, we've got some nice border flowers.
Yeah.
And help is always useful. It's a beautiful place. Thank you for joining us, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Drink with you.
Marlene, I mean, the late night cinemas, the problem, I say problem, it's wonderful. But when the ambient light, even at, in the middle of the summer when it's warm enough to do an outdoor cinema, is still too light for even a very expensive projector at 11 o'clock, it's just too late for everybody.
The sun goes down at 11 here. And obviously right now, what is it, 10? And it's kind of like, it's dusky. The sun will go down much later on. But it would be still too bright. No one's going to be able to see the cinema. So maybe in future we'll see how that goes. But obviously we've got half the equipment. So, it's a potential.
Yeah.
If only we had more parking space.
Which, if you let me buy the neighbour, then we could have.
Yeah, well, that's the solution. There's always something. There's hiccups, but there is possible ways around things. But it requires time and resources and stuff. But we'd love to explore everything. I think it'll be great for everyone, and everybody gives us lots of support who lives here. So thank you very much for everybody who joins us here locally. We really appreciate it.
Cool. Interesting question. When will we be on Chateau DIY again? I'd be breaking a filming contract if I told you that. Watch this space.
It's been delayed and delayed and delayed. At first, I think it was meant to be January, February. Yeah, February. They wanted Valentine's Day release, and then they wanted May, and it's just been delayed. I mean, we went to watch a movie yesterday in the cinema, and that was a 1-year-old movie. So I think all the networks are delaying things, and but there is some fresh stuff coming on. So we honestly don't know. We've been told the date before. When it comes out, it comes out great. We'll let you all know. But for now,
sorry, it's going a bit dark here for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't know why. Oh, there we go. I don't know how to use my laptop.
I can't even see the questions. Amber, thank you. Would you consider not just lavender field, basically? Would you consider a microflowery? I love flowers. I really do. Possibly, if we have if we had the fields and have lots of flowers growing here, not just wildflowers but flowers, why not? It's always an open idea. I love especially the flower varieties.
While you're talking, my glass seems to have a hole in it, so
I've got to just I especially love the flower variety that you can dry, that you already kind of receive them dried most of the time, and then you can put them into places or decorate, or even like send envelopes with wax seal stamp and there's a flower attached to it. I think that's so beautiful. It makes really nice gifts. I really adore live and dried flowers, so I'm definitely open for it all. Let's see how we get on, for sure. And imagine just adding them to maybe soaps or bath bombs as well. I mean, the possibilities are endless, and just kind of, once you've got the product, you can just research what you can do. And artisans here are really, really talented, and they have tons of ideas, probably more than me. So it would be great to join the stables again to the chateau. Yes, Caroline.
Yes, it really would.
Yes, it would be.
Because I could have a garage.
Just to give you guys an idea. So when you watch the drone footage, you always say, what's that great big house, next to you? So that is where the workers used to live, right? That's our neighbor. And to give you the scale of it, I'm going to say in meters. I'm sorry, again, I'm European. Our chateau is around 700 square meters. Okay, that's about 7,000, 8,000 square feet. He is 400. So we're 700 square meters. He is 400. That's a huge, considerable size still, by house standards. So that's why it's actually quite prominent. And I think the history of this place is incredible because the workers didn't live upstairs in the attic like most of them do in chateaus, or possibly in basement, although that's rare. They had their own whole house, not like cottages.
They had the upstairs of that. Downstairs would have been for the stables and one either side, because it's almost a horseshoe shape, a square horseshoe shape, probably same as this was supposed to be. No, there would have been stables downstairs. It would have been the carriages in the middle, which is what the two little arches are, which would be my garage doors. And then they would have lived upstairs in the attic.
I'm just going to let you guys know on a little secret, completely separate now, moving on. What we have thought of doing, which is coming up shortly, we're working on it, is we wanted to, as the world is opening up again, and last year we couldn't really do much because most things were restricted or closed, and we were just getting to grips back with how our vlog needs to run. We are going to be getting out and showing you around what is exactly in our village, literally on our doorstep, what's in and around our chateau, right? Lots of you ask us questions. Oh, do you have a high street? What's there? Can we see more of what's around you? And lots of you actually moving here to go on in and around, or to this area neighborhood and watch our vlogs. So thank you very much. Well, some of you just want to visit this part of France. So we're going to start immediately around our chateau, so you can exactly see how incredibly lucky we are and what we've got, what amazing businesses we have, because there's a lot of artisans here. Really incredible stuff.
Yeah, so there are a couple of questions in there, and I'm going to lose them if I don't. Yes, actually, Anna from Bordeaux Life, what have you done with Ed? We all want to know. Apologies. Chateau rescue. A couple of people have asked you in there, and it's relevant because I'm trying to read something from one of the people who are in it.
Yeah. Update on that.
Update on Chateau rescue.
I want to know. I don't have any insights. I never do. I don't even get a sneak peek of the preview. Sometimes I could hear something in the background, but generally no. And so when all of you watch it, I'm watching it for the first time as well. So I'm super excited. Tell us.
Yeah. Oh, Ed's in the caves. Tell him to get some footage for me while he's down there, will you? Look, Chateau Rescue. Launched the trailer New Year's Eve because life had Angelina's getting distracted by the wine now. Do you know what? You good? It's an Australian wine from when we went to my sister's wedding. So if there's any Aussies out there,
if any of you
Margaret River
in Australia, we love this wine. I love this, and I love the what do you call it? The super sweet wine. The dessert wine. Same brand.
The fortified stuff, which is in there. Almost opened that instead, but So Chateau Rescue. Apologies for the distraction.
Sorry.
Launched a trailer on New Year's Eve because we thought that what better way to start the year than
with a big bang.
Yeah, big bang. And COVID and the government and the world thought differently. Unfortunately. It's and some mistakes from us. I always hold my hands up to that. The idea behind we were in a TV show, all of us, in the project, so we understood from behind the scenes how that stuff works and how much you have to film to be able to get together episodes to put out, which tell a nice story. So we always knew it was going to be a long process. Being able to get out and film those bits didn't particularly help, and there were some mistakes made on our side, possibly just underestimating how much we needed to get out there, along with then the travel restrictions. So it's taken a while. We're back on track. I think the last Chateau preview, because we wanted to give a preview to all of the chateaus in each season. So season 1 chateaus are all the previews are out, and the first episode should be coming out as soon as I go and finish editing it. Probably should be now, but no, probably next week. Okay, and then we should have every 2 weeks for a proper episode. Yes, there are more chateaus. I've got to disappear across France in about 2 weeks to another chateau that we're filming for the next season. And there are about 5 or 6 more that we're trying to get in. And there's a couple of manor houses that are talking to at the moment. So really, really looking forward to it. It's nothing to do with any of the chateaus involved. It's to do with me. I'm too busy. So sorry for everybody. I hope you enjoy it when you see it.
And a little credit to me. I do try and kick him up the butt to try and get on with it all because I'm excited. I want to see it.
Actually, there we go. I think Terry from La Salle has joined us as well in the chat. So hey,
yes,
Terry, I was talking to you earlier. But,
hello, Anna. Yeah. I'm sure you are holding wine. I know you are holding wine.
Yes, everyone should be holding wine if you can, unless you're in the Southern Hemisphere and it's the morning.
Yeah,
but I won't judge. That's all I'm saying. Okay, we've all been there.
Yeah. It's somewhere evening and over here it is, so it's okay. Lightning's coming to join us. He's been trying sleepy. He's too hot. You're not gonna see him because he's too hot. He's just trying to collapse on the gravel. He's all right.
So who else have we got here? Oh, Billy's still with us. I'm sorry I couldn't make it to your house for a drink. I was told I had to have a date night.
Oh, there he is. He said he can't join us.
He didn't say he couldn't join. Hello, Lightning.
Come on, mistress. Come on.
Right. Yes. Who else have we got, and where else have we got? Fitness room. No, we don't use gym. Not at all. No. You know what? I've got quite a bad back, and I've hurt it quite a lot recently. I'm just awful.
We used it this morning. That's good.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Most blokes out there who just have a job to get done.
You want some food?
Yeah, you go. His food bowl's over there.
I have to go and get Lightning some more food. He's hungry.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys later.
Like most blokes out there, we just get a job done, and we tend to just power through, even though our bodies are saying that we shouldn't be doing something. And I've lifted a few things quite recently, quite badly, and so I'm now having recurring back problems. So I'm doing what I can in the gym, but not trying to push myself too much. I think my mum's actually joined. Hello from Carbis Bay.
Did she?
I think so. Jane B. Hello.
She did. Hello.
Hello, Mum. I'm on the telly.
I hope you're holding bubbles in your hand. I filled Hertie's back, and I was thinking of getting him one of those inverting strapped machines where it turns him upside down and stretches his back. So if I do get it, I'm going to show it to all of you guys because it might help you all. But we'll test it first.
I think she's just planning on put me upside down and leave me on it. Who else have we got? Am I able to work from home instead of going to England? Yeah, I mean, I do most of the time.
Majority of the time. I mean, literally, our chateau life is part-time. There is no question about it, which is why probably some things take longer than probably other chateaus. Our routine in the morning is just purely computer. It's the London work, YouTube work as well. You've got to do videos, respond to comments, emails. We've got some amazing sponsors as well coming, and all sorts of things like this. And then obviously the private emails as well. You're trying to catch up with life, sort out bill, water, electric bills, things like this, just general. And so that's we try, and majority of the time we work remotely here from France, and that's why occasionally Philip has to go back. I used to go back, but for the last few times Philip has had to go back. Lucky for me, in a way.
Yeah. Honestly, I actually don't mind the travel. I like traveling. Don't necessarily like the ferry, sleeping on the floor on an overnight ferry behind a row of seats.
Surely not. You are in a king's suite, sipping wine, watching TV on 65-inch 3D TV.
But also going back to London from here, it's birdsong, peace and quiet. The roads are quiet. People are generally happy. And it's all kind of, I say, relaxed affair. We've got a lot of work to do, but it's still generally, there's a relaxed feeling around. And I get 4 hours sleep on a ferry. By the time it gets to about 8 a.m, my friends know I've arrived. They're already arranging a pub visit for when I finish work that night. So I work straight through, see my friends, So the first 24 hours of arriving in London, I work, drink with the friends, wake
Whilst
up.
I'm shopping remotely online and ordering things to his addresses.
Wake up, feel terrible, carry on doing some more work, find some more work that I didn't know I had to do, and then generally get told off on the phone by Angelina because I haven't done something I didn't know I had to do on the phone. It's that's what it is. That's what the travel is, and it's fine. Or something breaks here, like last time. I think I was trying to talk you through how to turn the outside lights off, which were tripping out the fuse box when she had no electric anywhere. And then I had to talk her through how we had to come and do the second fuse box because there's 2 fuse boxes in the houses. It's all a nightmare, the travel.
And I suppose that's where we are in modern life, really lucky, as are all of you during the last year's pandemic, where we have the ability to have FaceTime, video phone calls, Zoom meetings, you name it, and that has made it really accessible and for all of us to be able to get on with our everyday life and in the instances of emergencies and just to feel a little bit sane and together. Much like now as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's to be honest, when I go back to London for work, it makes me appreciate here a lot more. So I used to miss London a lot, and then I used to listen to people that were here saying, I used to go back a lot, and now I don't go back anymore. And I go, no, I'm never going to get like that. And now I hardly go back. But it's good to get back, see friends, remember what was great about being in the capital city, and then just come back to normality here.
Yeah. Somebody said that inverting contraption for Phil's back might be somewhere in the dungeons, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't want to end up there.
I tell you what, another exciting things I'm going to let you all know, and it's been going on for quite some time.
Really good question after that.
One second, for some months. You know us, we always show you and we buy amazing tools, most of which are really, really useful. Those are the ones I like to show you and share with you guys because it might make your lives easier. And some are kind of, you use them and it's okay for the time being. And then you might find something better. Anyways, I bought a few really awesome ones that some I've tested out and some I'm yet to test out. And if they work like they say they are, they're going to be life-changing. And some of them are not like actually physical tools. They're actually like, say, decorative things, and they hopefully will be life changers. So I can't wait to share it with all of you guys.
So there's a couple of questions. How often do I get back to Cornwall? I'm definitely going to say not enough because my mum's watching. So sorry,
this is awkward.
Oh yeah, I hate the place, don't want to be there. No, look, when I was in London it was quite easy. It was a 5-hour drive each way. And when there wasn't quite as much going on, if I could get back to London, when we went back to London together, it was a bit easier to go, do you know what, at the end of the trip in London, we'll go down, see my mum and my stepdad for a couple of days and get the ferry back from Plymouth because it's closer, so it saves all the drive. They haven't been running because of COVID, so it's been very difficult, and I'm looking forward to a trip down there, although the G7 summit's on there at the moment, so I'm not going anywhere near it. I wouldn't be able to park anywhere. Really interesting question, and now this is another awkward one. So how did I meet Billy? And Billy's now saying it wasn't a swingers weekend at another chateau. Are you sure?
What?
You sure? No? I found him broken down in a Range Rover at the side of the road. No. Honestly, it's a really good question, actually. Billy should remember. It's one I tell quite often. We were looking around for chateaus. Obviously, we came here. We were leasing the place initially, and we were looking around potentially to buy something else. And registered with every single estate agent in the universe. And what I wanted was I could afford a certain budget if we needed to. I wanted a lot of land, a lake, no neighbours, and I love symmetry. And what I wanted was a really straight drive up to an imposing house. And every estate agent everywhere said, I don't know of anything like that. The liars. And then, and at the same time, I really wanted a digger and I really wanted a Range Rover. And all I had the American thing. And then one day I saw a Range Rover and a digger in the supermarket, and I went, that's really upsetting because I quite like both of those things. And then later on that day, somebody in the bar said to me, well, that was the people that just bought the Chateau up the road. And I went, all right, what's that like? They went, oh, it's really, really big, massive lake, huge driveway, and all the rest, basically just saying everything I wanted. So I felt I needed to introduce myself to these people who had just bought exactly what I wanted and was very upset with, and became friends instantly. Yeah, I mean, just straight away. And
happy ending.
Yeah, I mean, Angelina actually tells me off because she's been lying in bed and I'm messaging Billy on WhatsApp. Actually, was it 2:00 this morning? This
is how it goes. Put your phone down. Pay attention to me. You've been told, Patrick. Stay away from my husband. And Anna from Bordeaux Life always says there's a special bromance going on between the two of them. I should watch out.
Yes, and ever since then, it's been more a shared misery of Range Rover ownership.
You mean Rust Rovers?
Yeah.
Car mechanic over here.
Yeah, car rescue mainly. Could be a new channel.
Yeah. I think that'll be a good name.
Yeah. So, next questions. Where were we?
What was the good question? I tell you what we'd also like to know is from all of you, obviously I've disclosed that we're going to go out more and show you exactly what we've got immediately around the Chateau and what's in our village, because it is really busy and really amazing. And obviously expand there afterwards, share more with you what there is here. Look, ducks. Will Meany and everyone else, there's ducks. Proof they exist. I'd like to know from all of you what you would like to see. I don't mean just even outside the Chateau grounds, but also inside. And obviously we will be showing you more transformations outside shortly. We're obviously tidying up at the moment, but yeah, hopefully this place will start transforming quite a bit. And I'm really excited with all the tools and all the transformations to share with you guys.
Oh, there's a good question. Future event could be a classic car show. I really like that idea. I think we sort of toyed with that once upon a time, didn't we? But there's a really, really good classic car group locally, and they have their base a little bit further into Normandy at a ruined chateau, which is state-owned. And don't want to step on people's toes. You know, they've got that going. We're part of a local car group, but it's not classic stuff. I don't have anything classic because everything I own won't make it to be a classic. It'll be ruined by then.
I think practically we were looking at it and we were like, some of the cars could be so old and so, well, you need good road, right? And with the potholes sorted now, it's okay, but it's still uneven. It's still a countryside, right? The back garden, which is what our space is, the huge part of the garden you guys always see in the drone footage, is where the cars usually would go there. You need that, summertime only, because it gets waterlogged and you could churn it and they could get stuck there. Yeah. So it's a summertime thing. But the ground there is uneven, and also we have no parking space, so they would have to go and drive in a garden. And then imagine having events and all the grass is dead and it looks like someone's barnyard. It just sort of, we were toying with, just thought we might get sued by the cars if the bumper touches the ground because it's uneven. We also got moles, and it's just it didn't work for that. Maybe in future when we perfect things, with time, for sure. Yeah. Why not?
I did somebody else there, so I can't read the names. I can just sort of scan things. I did often
put your goggles on.
Hello, I'm just trying to see. 2 moments. Give me a moment. Yes.
You can try mine.
I did quite toyed with the idea of a little car tour, classic car tour between chateaus. It was a great idea. The reality of it is we've got some chateaus which are 15-minute drive, and we have 15 minutes in Billy's. and we've got others which are hours away. Not all, in fact, most won't have enough accommodation to make the amount of cars that you need on it worthwhile, unfortunately. Great idea, though, and maybe I could just do it for a bit of fun, but it's certainly not a business, sadly, I think, just based on numbers. There's also some weird laws in France regarding convoys, driving in convoys and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And having to be an association and various insurances. So I don't want to get involved in the wrong side of the gendarmes. They're armed.
Just before he answers any other questions, I'm just going to say the screen is getting more and more pixelated because the light is fading. So don't adjust your bandwidth. It is how it is.
What's that? I'm trying to think what old TV show that was from. Do not adjust your TV sets.
I don't know.
No, it's gone.
What's your plan for Gardener's Cottage?
Well, I've called it Clyde's Cottage now.
He always he explains it really well.
Do I?
Oh, you always do. It is a ruin. It is supported by
hopes and dreams.
Acroprops. The floor has been mended, but is rotten. You know, it needs a lot of work, and you probably will throw more money at it than you will ever get out of it for 5 years at least.
Yes, sorry. Yes, it was The Outer Limits. It was a TV show called The Outer Limits where it started with "Do not adjust your TV screen." Thank you so much, because that was annoying me. Sorry for interrupting. I'm sorry, but
do you know what? It's a kitchen garden area. I think it's really quaint and cute. It's a great little garden tool storage and for the kitchen garden, and maybe storage for our furniture for summertime. You take it away in winter there. It'll be nice and dry for the time being. Of course, in the future, perhaps we'll do something, but at the moment, it just doesn't make any good financial sense to throw money on that. But we will certainly maintain it and make it good and waterproof from the outside.
Yeah, we're just basically at the moment we need to make it watertight and stop it falling down. Other than that, it's
it look pretty.
It's a facade. It's a building that doesn't really exist because it's a bit unsafe. So someone said about the chapel. Chapel. Yeah, it's one of the windows fell out the other day, actually, into the moat.
And another one. Last year we fixed the window in the chapel, right? Because it had a window missing. The glass pane just fell out into the moat. So we fixed that. And then we noticed 2 weeks ago that there's another glass pane missing directly next to the one that we replaced. So we'll be back out in a cherry picker fixing that. Yay. That's annoying, isn't it?
Yeah,
but that's life. That's what
other than that, because
good practice.
Yeah, it's a dry, lockable room, so we tend to put sort of large items from the events, some just garden games, large wooden things which can't go anywhere else, in there for the winter, and then we take them out.
Decorations, basically, for events.
It's unfortunately the chapel's a bit of a weird place in as much as you can't do much with it, because it's a chapel, so you don't sort of desecrate the building, but it has little use unless you want to look at it, and not much else, sadly. Nice to have, but not a huge amount of use.
What I do with it for the events, not every event, but I do open it sometimes, is depending what event. You're not really going to open it for a beer festival, like who wants to have a look at the chapel during a beer fest? But I have hundreds and hundreds of lavender flower stems in buckets there. So when people come in there, it smells absolutely divine, and it's lovely decoration. It's really sweet. So that's what I do out there.
Yeah. So a couple of good ones there. Oh, I hope they sorry, I'm going to have to just go up. I've lost two. So, Chrissy, no, we don't rent rooms. You probably just came across after we said that. Sadly not. But if you ever want to come here when one of our events are on, please do, and message us beforehand so we make sure we can find you and say hello.
Are there any ghosts?
Yeah, that was my next one.
No.
Ghost of my bank balance past.
Ooh. No, absolutely not. You know what? That was my thing when we first came to look at it. I said, Phil, if I get any negative sense after watching hundreds of scary movies, I said, I'm out. I'm not interested. And I came here and it felt good. It felt good. There was nothing negative, and I was really, really happy about that. And many of you actually, hundreds of questions. When Phil's away on the vlogs, you say, aren't you scared here in this big place all by yourself? I have lightning with me. Oh, he just woke up. I have lightning with me, and he keeps me company, but I'm just way too busy to notice that I'm by myself. So, 2 weeks could go by. I talk to Phil every day, obviously, for business and stuff. And I just get on with my project. And and I really enjoy them, and they keep me company, and the chateau keeps me company, and all the nature. So, no, I don't. It's not scary at all. It's a house, right? Your house. Like how you live in your house. You're not scared of your house,
and
are
funny
you?
enough, I mean, my mum might still be on here. I don't know. Hey, mum. But my mum, when we first came out here, we went to Australia for my sister's wedding. My two half sisters, my dad lived in Australia, so went out to my youngest half sister's wedding, and went out about just over 2 weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I said, look, dog, house. My mum came out to look after the place while we were away. And my mum said, actually, she didn't say before, but didn't want to.
Mum's here.
Yeah, didn't want to worry us.
No swearing, everyone.
Yeah,
Mum's here.
Yes. You're alive. Please do not swear. I will now swear. I guaranteed I said it. Because my mum wouldn't say anything in advance, but she said afterwards that she thought she was going to do one of two things, which was either be so freaked out she was going to sleep during the day and be awake all night, or it was Will there. There's the ducks. Will. But she said it was wonderful. The only thing that was annoying was the dog trying to climb on the bed. It's some places just have a nice feeling about them, and that this place has that feeling. I can wander around it with the lights off in the middle of the night by myself, and there's not a single thing that ever bothers me about being here.
Mm-hmm. And the only time you probably hear odd noise is because the voles and the mice are trying to get in the house and just keep exploring and are curious. We are going to wrap up shortly because the light is fading.
But we got a few more questions left in us.
Yeah, yeah.
And there were a few more there. Right. What type of music do I like?
Oh, I like everything except I don't like jazz. I'm sorry. Saxophone, it annoys me. I'm
How
really
do I
weird.
even marry you?
I will like happy hardcore, the European crazy stuff, and I will like normal country, like country music, folk music, the American country music, and I will even like classical music. It's whatever swings. I'm quite into Latino music. I think it's a lot of fun and sounds happy and exotic. But I've never been able to get into that. But blues is awesome. Blues is awesome. Good old blues, yeah. Sometimes I'll put in anything sometimes, whatever my mood fancies. What's your favorite music?
I'm a very eclectic mix. I actually remember listening to a lot of the stuff I listen to now when I was younger and thinking that's awful. So a bit like people say good music stands the test of time and others doesn't. It's very true. So I've actually recently listened to a lot of Phil Collins, really. Genesis. I listen to a lot of stuff. Obviously Fleetwood Mac, but there's lots of stuff.
Is that better?
No. Oh, we got studio lights.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's got studio lights.
Is that better?
So yeah, a lot of I will listen to most things. But what's this? Okay, so I have got another one, which is a very good question. How did we meet? I lost a bet. No, sorry. Oh, there you go. See, live.
I think like most,
the moment I got divorced, live YouTube.
I think like most people, sometimes you could meet through friends and work colleagues and this and that. And we were in the same industry in the property, and That's the short version of it, really. And we
Oh,
we
no,
were
no,
we attended somebody's birthday, and
yeah.
yeah, we got talking, but we were friends for such a long time. 6 months he was serenading me, and I was like, no, no, no. I just want to have fun and travel with you and go and have fun and holidays. To be honest, I just really wanted to find somebody who was willing to be as crazy as me and go traveling anywhere off the cuff. Like, today is a Friday. Hey, Saturday, do you want to go? Pack your bags in the morning, pick you up. And
Yeah.
so that's how it started. And he grew on me like a mushroom.
So I'll explain it from my side, because I'm a firm believer in that the world hands you what you need at the time you need it, whether you know it or not.
Mm.
And one of the first I stayed in touch with one of the first people I ever worked with in London, because when I left Cornwall, being in Cornwall, it's wonderful. I've made a life there and decided to run off to London and didn't know anybody. So work friends were my only friends, because I hadn't met anybody at that point. And I stayed.
I thought it's because you didn't have any friends.
No, darling, that's now. But I stayed in touch with an old friend from my first ever job in London, and he'd moved on. I'd moved on. One of the places that he'd moved on to is a place with Angelina. Years later, it's his birthday. It's a horrible cold Sunday in January, and his birthday is the other side of London. And I had a slight hangover, and I didn't want to go. And I dragged myself all the way across London. And look where that ended up. So yeah, there was a beautiful girl having a drink in the beer garden, because I was early, she was early, didn't know who she was.
Yeah, we were sitting like 2 tables apart.
And started talking later on that day. A friendship came from that, and the rest is history. So yeah.
But closed.
Yeah. Any last questions? We've only got a minute or two here before it all disappears because of the lights.
Any more beauty vlogs from Helen Stella? Okay, what happened with cooking at the Chateau and pampering at the Chateau? We wanted to obviously share more than just Chateau life and renovating and all that and gardening. And we tried to do that, and it was great, but the interest on that, because it's something new, was building up. But that was really realistically, because it's the same channel, although it's a different kind of vlog, it was affecting our channel because of the view numbers. And so we had to rein back and rethink how we would do that again. I have some ideas how I would approach that, but I just at the moment so busy with trying to actually put it into action plan. I will try and share some things, but I think to do it properly, I'd want to have some alternative ideas. But yeah, we just couldn't. It was basically sabotaging our channel, and so we couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Sadly for me.
There was a couple of other people just said about the how we met story. There's one other bit which is now a bone of contention. Is the reason why we started chatting is actually, and that's again why the world gives you what you need at the right time. Is I had completely rebuilt an old motorbike to ride around the world, and I was researching Russia at the time because I wanted to do the Siberian Highway, the Road of Bones. So the reason why we got chatting even that night is because of her Russian heritage. So if it wasn't, I never got to go around the world. Still got the motorbike, which apparently I've got to sell. I didn't get to ride around the world, but I got a wife. So I kept the motorbike. So
maybe in future, you know what?
Yeah.
I'd love to do that tour. I think it's so full of history. He makes me watch so many history documentary channels and things like that. I've learned so much about my heritage I didn't even know, and other stuff, and it's been really, really useful. Yeah.
Right. Unless there's a really quick question in there that anyone hasn't had answered that's been asking for a minute, I'll give you just a second to chuck it up on the screen just in case you've missed anybody, because I don't want to. But based on the light, it's probably time to say goodnight.
Yeah, we're gonna be like the ghosts. Woo.
Oh, there you go. We do have ghosts here.
Yeah, and thank you very much for. Well, we're still waiting for the questions. You picked the best one.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say thank you ever so much for all of you for joining us for this lovely drink, coffee and tea, wine, champagne, bubbles, whatever you name it. Thank you ever so much. Don't forget to like this question live. We will try, now that we have better internet, as we said, we will attempt to do this on a monthly basis. That way we can give you guys real-time updates as well and transformations, because there's so much more that goes on here than the vlogs actually show you, and we can actually get you excited or pre-excited and explain things as well properly about what's gone on in the last month or what's coming up. So that's really, really great news. So I'm happy that the Q&As are going to return finally.
Yeah, there was one last there, Peter. It's a really quick question. Thank you. Did we ever decide what to do with the area in front of the gardener's cottage? We're still just clearing it and working out what to do. You'll see soon, and we'll let everyone know. Listen, it's been so wonderful. It just feels like we've had friends round for a drink for the evening from around the world. So thank you so much for being there.
Just before we go, just wanted to say that we will return to doing more competitions because it's been a while. We've been trying to catch up and find our feet again with everything going on. So yeah, really excited about a lot of stuff. I'm sure as are all of you, and see you guys next time, basically.
Right. See you next time. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. Good night.
Good night from us to all of you. Thank you ever so much. Ciao.